Hi, and welcome back. On our last couple of tutorials, we first looked at how to cut the fabric on the bias and then how to wrap the fabric around the cord in preparation for making a fabric cord bowl. Today we're going to take a look at how to sew the cord on your sewing machine. It's so easy. I can't wait to show you. All right, let's dig in. So the first thing you want to do is prepare your sewing machine for the zigzag stitch. For me, that's number 4. And then for the stitch size, you want to actually make it pretty big. So for the length across, I'm going to do a 4. And for the actual zigzag that goes back and forth, I'm going to make that a 6. You can play around with those, but I found that a 4 and a 6 work really well. Here's the cord that we wrapped from the last tutorial. There's about 12 to 15 yards here. So the first thing you want to do is take the edge that you first wrapped, the end of it, and fold it over as much as you can. Now if you fold it over just a little bit, it's going to make a circular bowl. If you want an oval bowl, you can wrap it like that and start it off like that. That'll make an oval bowl. So we're going to start off with a circular bowl. So I've folded this over and I'm going to put this underneath the presser foot. And start my first stitch. And I'll go backwards a little bit. And then using this stiletto, I can push it together and go forward again. And the beginning is the hardest to start. So at the beginning, I'm going to have to lift the presser foot up and turn it using the stiletto. And then put it back down. Eventually you won't have to do this, but just at the start, go across. And you want to make sure that the zigzag is going from one cord to the other cord. So it needs to go across into both cords as you're wrapping. Clip off this thread so it's not in my way. Going from this cord here to this. Now you want to keep the tail of your cord on the right side of the coil as it's coiling. Turn that around. And you just have to make sure, what I usually do is try to keep the where the two coils come together, I try to keep that in the middle so that I make sure the zigzag goes back and forth. The circular bottom, the size you want it. Now it's time to start building up the sides. So what you're going to do is make sure that the needle is in the outside cord of the tail, and you're going to lift up your presser foot and hold up the bottom like this at an angle. And then start sewing. Alright, so as I'm sewing, sometimes you're going to come across one of the little tags that was from when you wrapped one piece from another. And what you want to do is make sure you've just got those hooked together and that it goes underneath your needle when it sews. Now the angle that you have here is going to be how the sides build. So if you hold it up really high, the sides are going to be steeper. If you hold it down below, they're going to go out and wide. So you have to decide kind of what kind of sides you want on your bowl. So as you can see here, the sides are beginning to form, And I use this shelf here on the sewing machine as a way to form the sides. And it just sort of magically happens. You don't have to do a whole lot. In fact, I could let go of this now. If I wanted to make steeper sides, I might have to lift it up and push it towards the top of my sewing machine. But I want to just kind of let it go and get bigger and wider as it goes up. And voila, the finished product. Now, once you get to the end, you can do a couple of different things. You can either sew it all the way to the end and finish it off without an embellishment, or you can leave a little bit of a tail and turn it into an embellishment. And what I mean by that is finish it off by tying it, doing another spiral, adding some buttons, that kind of thing, which we'll do in the next tutorial, and then you hand sew it on at the end.